So this is not the angle, this is the distance, for example, or I don't know what should I call it, and we multiply it by distance. Okay, and so first is the distance, how much did we go, and the second is the direction, which modify the direction. And this is not angle, this is the cam. Alright, so little bit of mistakes, don't really worry about that. So basically all we do is calculate where we looking at, and then add the direction if we want to go other places. If I press W, just don't worry about this direction yet, and then I multiply it by P divided by 180 to get the radian. Alright, and then I just pass it. The distance is the D in this thing we just calculated in here. You can see D times cosinus alpha, and we exactly do that. So actually we do the sinus because we first do the other thing, and now we do the cosinus. So this is the cam Z minus equal, and then I get the cosinus and then radian times distance. Pretty simple, not too much thing about it. So that's about it. Now make the move camera up. So void move camera up. This will be the y, because as you can see we calculated the new x, the new z coordinate, but we haven't calculated the new y coordinate, so we will do that in this function. Okay, so again the parameters are float distance and the float direction. Okay, and similarly to this I just calculated. The only difference is not cameo, this is cam pitch now. So I can say that, not patch, pitch. Alright, and then I just calculate the y coordinate, so cam y, and then plus equal sinus radian times the what does it call, distance. Okay, so we just calculate the coordinates. For now this was just a little mess. We get the radian, and then we calculated according whatever we did here the new coordinates for the xy, and we calculated the x and the z, and we calculated the y. Basically it is not a really 3D flying camera. This camera move up will be not even used whenever we make, for example, an FPS game. I just use it now because it is better to have a flying camera. This is not really flying camera, but never mind, later you will see what I mean. For now just let's continue the program with another function. This will be the control, void control, and this waits 2 float and 1 boolean value variable, if I remember well. So this is the float, and this is the first is the move velocity, and the second is the camera velocity. So the first, whenever you press W, A, S or D, how quick do you move, and the other will be how quick you move the camera when you move the mouse. So this will be float mouse velocity, and the last one is if the camera is stuck inside the window. We already created a variable like that, so this mouse in, this shouldn't be global, never mind. So this will be bool, and I call it mouse in. Alright, first thing to check that if the mouse is stuck inside the window. If it is not, then we don't have to do anything, right? So if it is, so if the mouse is in the window, then first we calculate the center of the window. So int middle x, middle x. So this is the center of the window in the x direction, so this is 480 divided by 2, or I can write 300. Alright, and the second will be the middle y, so int mid y, and this will equal to 480 divided by 2, or I can write 240. Now I turn off to show the cursor, because we don't want to see the cursor whenever the 3D camera is on. This is a new SDL function actually, so SDL show cursor, and SDL disable. We don't want to show the cursor, basically that's what it means. You can use SDL enable to turn on the cursor again, or you can use one more variable which I forget. Never mind, we just turn on or off the cursor to showing. We just want it to be disabled. Alright, and now we want to get the mouse coordinates, so I make two new variables. This is the tmp x and tmp y. We don't have to initialize it because the function which we will use, which actually another new SDL function, will initialize these. So SDL get mouse state. Okay, this basically return the x and the y coordinate to the pointer of the two integers we just write in here. So this is the tmpx and tmpy, actually the address of tmpx and tmpy, and the SDL get mouse state will actually fill up the tmpx with the x coordinate of the cursor and the tmpy to the y coordinate of the cursor. Pretty simple. And now we need to calculate the yaw and the pitch of the camera. So camera yaw plus equal to the move velocity. Actually this is not the move velocity, this is the mouse velocity. Not really matter if you increase this number, you can actually set how sensitive should the mouse be. So a lot of game has the setting like intensity or something, mouse intensity, so whenever you move then it will be move quicker or slower, depend on the variable, so you can control with this variable. Okay, so mouse velocity times the center minus the x coordinate, so middle x minus the tmpx. So for example, if I move the mouse to 10 in the right, then it will be minus 10. Yep, I think. So it will be minus 10. If I move the 10 coordinate to the left, then it will be minus 10. So then it will be plus 10. Okay, so something like this, just imagine. Later on we will push back the mouse cursor to the center of the screen. Okay, so cam pitch, we do the same thing actually, plus equal to the mouse velocity times the mid y minus tmp y. Okay, that's it. We calculated the yaw and the pitch of the camera. Now we need to make sure that this is not greater or than 360 and so on. So we just call the lock camera function. So lock camera, pretty simple. Okay then. Now actually I put back the camera, the cursor to the center of the screen. So SDL warp mouse. This is another new function of SDL. This is already third new function of SDL while I started this tutorial. So I just put it back to mid X and mid Y. So basically all caps lock. Alright, now finally. Alright, so all it does is put the cursor to the mid x and mid y coordinates, so the two integers we just give it. So we put back to the center, and whenever we move, we get how much did we move and then move it back and so on. So we cannot move out to the screen, and that's what it is important. Okay, and comes the fourth new function of SDL, the get mouse key state. Okay, so I need to create a uint 8 variable. You're probably familiar with this type of variable. This is an integer variable which is actually 8 bit long. Probably you can replace it with a char because that's 8 bit long, and but make sure we use the unsigned int and 8 bit long. This is an SDL type, probably a result of a type def. Okay, and call it state, and this will be equal to SDL get mouse what am I doing, SDL get key state. Okay, and I just pass it null. It is indicate that I want all of the key which is currently pressed to get the current state. Alright, and we can use this state as an array because this is an array, and it is true whenever the current key is pressed and false whenever it is not. You will understand what I mean in a moment. So if state, and as I said, we use it as an array, and I just give the current key what I want to examine. For example, SDLK W. If the W key is pressed, then this expression will be true. This current array element is true. Okay, and then whenever the W key is pressed, we want to move. Actually, because it is a fake 3D camera, because it's not a real 3D camera, this is mean that if you move, if you look 89 degrees up and you go with the W, then you go upward and you go forward as the same amount. So yeah, this is not really really 3D flying camera, but we don't make a flight simulator, yeah, right? So first of all, I have to examine that if it is not 90 degrees or minus 90 degrees. In this case, if it is 90 or minus 90 degrees, I don't want to go forward or backward. Just the sake of simplicity, we will comment out this line of code whenever we actually make some gravity. So if cam pitch not equal to 90 and cam pitch not equal to minus 90, so if it is not 90 or minus 90, then actually I want to move the camera. So move camera. This is the same function as we write in here. We have to give the distance, how much do we want to use, and the direction. Okay, the distance will be the move velocity variable, so move velocity, and the direction will be in this case 0 because we press the W key, and if the W key is pressed, then we want to go the direction where we look at, not backward, not right or left or so on. Okay, and I make another call in here. Now we move up the camera, so move camera up. I think that's what we call move camera up, and again I give the move velocity and 0. Alright, and that's about it. Now I check that if the S key is pressed. So else if state, and I just examine the SDLK S. So S, we want to go backward. Then we basically almost do the same thing. So I just copy and paste. If I can press the control key enough hard, because the control key is not working still.